Hey, what's up you guys, it's Tyler Miles, and I have some tea for you. Very much tea. Let's just start with saying that, I don't even know where to start. So there's this guy. His name is Lucifer, whatever. If you have been under a rock, unless you're not on TikTok, then I guess you wouldn't really know. There's this guy. His name used to just be Lucifer with like weird font for his like username. He changed it now after all of this and made his account private. But I just wanted to address some things because I have some tea of my own and my personal story with this guy. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna read the messages that we had together. I have them on my laptop. We're just gonna get into this creep of a dude that I wanted to call my friend for a short amount of time. This all started out with me going on my For You page on TikTok, because that's like the first thing that comes up when you get on TikTok, you know what I mean? Let's just say that I saw this guy with half red, half black hair, down to here probably. He was doing a chain that was like the duetting until I'm famous, whatever, with his most famous video, I don't know. I kept just seeing it on my For You page every time I went on TikTok. So one day I decided to do a duet with it because for some reason I found it mesmerizing. I really don't know why. I'm just gonna insert the clip here of my duet. So after that I followed him, he followed me back, he did a duet. So after that we talked like once or whatever, I think that night, and we just said like hey to each other and like how are you, and like that's about it. Like we barely said anything to each other. Probably like a week after that or so, he came on to one of my lives and he started flirting with me. The first thing he said when he came into my live is like, when is our gay wedding gonna be? And at first I took it as a joke. I took it as a joke throughout the whole entire live, just due to the fact that like I joke with my friends about stuff like that sometimes. He wasn't being like totally serious, but he was in a way, and I was just joking around. I was like, I don't know, when do you want it to be? Oh, also, I didn't know his age at the time because his age wasn't in his bio. So it's like maybe he's like 19 or something like that, because I'm like, I don't freaking know how old he is. Just to clear up, I'm 17, I'll be 18 on Valentine's Day. It was just a joke. I took it as a joke. I thought he was taking it as a joke. It was kind of a joke in a way, but it wasn't in a way at the same time. And so he was like, well, FaceTime tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I didn't have his number or anything at this point in time. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna be at a dinner, because the night after, this night that we were talking about, that he came on my live, I was going to a friend's birthday dinner. While being live, he was claiming me as his, and he was like, how does it feel to be taken, blah 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 blah, and I was just like saying I wasn't single anymore and all this other stuff, and it was just like, oh god. He messaged me on Instagram that night as well, so when I got off live I saw that he messaged me on Instagram, and I will go through these messages now. Before I get into reading the messages, I'm also going to put them up here. I just want to point out that I have anxiety with telling people no, even if I should, because I don't want people to hate me, I don't want people to be mad at me, I don't want to be mean to people, I don't want to be rude. I just feel terrible every single time I say no, and so throughout this whole time of texting I just try to kind of give him hints that I don't want to be with him like that. I just want to be friends. I just have such a hard time saying no. Anyways, it started off with him messaging me, hello baby boy. I was just like, hey, and he said, sorry if my flirting and claiming was unwanted. And I said, no, you're fine. And he was just like, I don't know, when I asked how it feels to be taken, you did the sarcastic unwanting, oh yeah. I'm like, I'm an awkward human. He's like, are you okay with me claiming you as mine? And of course I always say, you're fine, like don't be sorry. I say like all that stuff because I try to avoid people like hurting people's feelings, even though I should be saying like that's not okay, no it's not fine, but I have a problem. I have anxiety and I don't like being mean or rude, even though it's something I should be doing. I was like explaining like we should like talk first because we don't know each other that well, we've only talked once before, you know what I mean. I also asked him if it wasn't because of my following, because obviously I get that, And he mentioned how he has a lot of friends with higher following too, blah 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 blah. Then he was like, I just like you because you're genuinely fucking nice to me, and I miss that because everyone seems to only want me for clout, and you treat me like a cute boy, not some famous person, and you're a cute little being that for some reason I want to protect. Now, oh my god, first of all, this is our first time actually having a conversation. How do you know you like me? How do you, like, I don't understand how I treat you like a cute boy. First of all, you're not a boy, you are a grown ass man. How would you know any of that stuff if this is our first time talking? That's what I don't understand. And then he mentions, he's like, not to mention that you're in my state. He does live 3 hours away from me, which is honestly not that far. Like, he's in the same state as me, he lives 3 hours away with me, which kind of gives me anxiety at this point. I'm just like, oop. And I just mentioned how it made me feel a little bit better that he didn't just want me for clout, whatever. And then I asked him how old he was. I told him that I was trying my best not to sound rude because I don't like being mean. He told me to ask anything and he'll answer, and then he mentioned that he was 22 and he's like, I hope that's not bad. I sat there for a little bit and I was just like, keep in mind that also while this conversation was going, I was on Skype or FaceTime with my friend Brie, and I was having a mental breakdown throughout this whole conversation. I don't know what to say in these situations. That's how I was like the majority of the time, and so I didn't really respond. And then he said rip. I mentioned how my sister is 24, almost 25, and I was like, I don't know how my mom would feel about that, even though I'm gonna be 18 soon and I'm gonna be graduating soon, so it wouldn't matter after that. But that was kind of my first hint to him. I wasn't really wanting anything. I mean, it was not the best hint to give, but at the time, like, I kind of felt like pressured in a way. I felt I was like having a freaking mental breakdown over this, like, oh my god. And then he goes on and he describes things about himself, like he tells me things about himself. He said his birthday's on Halloween, he lives in what town he lives in, his favorite animal is like a honey badger, his favorite food, blah 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 blah. And then he mentions that he has an almost 3-year-old son. First of all, I didn't want to be mean, but I don't want kids of my own, so I don't think I would ever date anybody with kids. But I didn't say anything about that because, like, I didn't want to be rude and be like, oh yeah, you have a kid, like, I can't do that, blah blah blah. That's not even the only thing. Like, then he mentioned how he used to be a cam boy, and if you don't know what a cam boy is, it's basically a man that like poses for a camera, like takes his clothes off in front of the camera, blah blah blah. So that's nice to know. And then he told me that he was into DDLB, which if you don't know what that is, it's like the daddy dom little boy thing. I'm not into that, and I told him I wasn't into that later in this. And then he's like, and I like you a lot. First of all, how do you know that you like me if we just met? That makes no sense. Anyways, at that point it took me a long time to respond because I was like I was talking to my friend Bree, and I was like, I don't know how, like, what I'm gonna say. Like, I'm like, how do I respond to that? Like, I don't even know what to say to that, blah blah blah. He messaged me back, he was like, sorry, that's a lot. I just responded with, I don't even know what to say. He just said he was sorry, and I was like, you're fine. And that was another moment where I said you're fine when I shouldn't have, but and then he asked me to tell things about myself, and so I just told him like basic stuff like my birthday, my favorite foods, my like I like concerts, my favorite bands, blah 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 blah. And then he said to heart, he's like, sounds perfect. I love Chinese food and I used to have a hedgehog. At that point I got excited because I freaking love hedgehogs. Like, I want a hedgehog so badly. Then he was just like, well, I'm gonna get you one. And I was like, no, you don't have to do that. So then he said, well, I'm your man now, so should I get my baby boy what he wants? How does one respond to that? Because, like, no, I'm not your baby boy. I'm a person that just wants to be your friend. And so then I didn't really respond because I'm like, I don't know how to respond to that. I was trying to think what to respond with. And so he sent a question mark. He said, like, sorry. And the only thing I said to that was, I don't know how I feel about DDLB. And he's like, you don't have to. And I was like, I'm trying not to sound mean. And then he said, well, I can call you my man, so let me reword, well, I'm your man now, so should I get my man what he wants? And I was like, oofty, because I was like starting to get even more uncomfortable. It should have been a sign that I don't want this with you. And he's like, shouldn't I? And then I didn't really respond to that. And he was like, I should stop trying, shouldn't I? And I was just like, I feel so bad, with a sad face. And he was like, why? And I'm like, I just feel bad, I don't want to hurt anyone. He's like, how would you hurt me? And I was like, I don't know. And he was just like, well, do you find me attractive? And then I didn't really know how to respond to that either. He's like, I hope you have a good night, hun. Sorry for bothering you. I'm like, I mean, I do. Because at the time, I thought he was like kind of attractive, you know what I mean? And I was like, I just don't know. And then he responded with, well, do you want me to be your man? I'm even close to you, because if so, we could try it out. And blushy face, blah blah blah. I basically said, I'm scared of getting relationships, I have trust issues. And I was like, I don't know how this would work out. He said that he couldn't hurt me because he has never broken up with anybody. Just because you haven't broken up with anybody, one, doesn't mean you won't do it in the future. Two, doesn't mean you won't hurt anybody even if you don't break up with them. Like, that makes no sense at all. And then he was like, so let's just try it out, and if you don't like me, then I'll leave you alone. And I just said I was sorry. And he was like, it's fine, sorry for bothering you. He mentioned how he really liked me and he doesn't want to miss a chance with the guy he likes. And he's like, I apologize for being pushy and making you uncomfortable. I'm like, it's fine, I'm sorry. Wasn't fine, but I said it's fine because I didn't want to make him feel even worse, whatever. And he's like, it's fine, I'll leave you be, I'm sorry. And then I didn't really respond, but then we started talking about merch instead. So at that point I'm like, okay, well, he's gonna stop talking to me, which is fine because I'm really uncomfortable. But then I went into his live one time. I just said like, hey, and I like commented a few times. Like, I don't remember what I said. And then he like messaged me on Instagram. He's like, he was surprised that I went into his live. I was like, I just wanted to say hi. He responded to that with, sorry, I just had panicked because every ounce of me wanted to flirt, but I'm not gonna. And I was just like, don't be sorry, even though he should be sorry, but I didn't want to be rude. And then he was like, I'm pretty sure I should. I was like, I don't want you to be. He's like, why not? And I just said, I don't know, because I was like, yeah, you should be sorry, but like, I'm not gonna say it. And then the conversation kind of changed, and I was talking about me going to bed, I don't know, or falling asleep or whatever, I don't freaking know. He said that he was tired, and I just told him like that he should go to bed then if he's tired or whatever. I don't remember. I didn't screenshot that part. And then he's like, can't sleep in case my package comes in. I was like, well, I don't think your package will arrive while you're sleeping. He said, oh gosh. For a second I read only the first few words and I got really blushy. What? We were literally just talking about like a package, like mail. Why would that makes no sense why that would make you blushy, unless you're really fucking pervertive. And he's like, and well, if I was asleep later, then it would happen when I slept down. I'm like, well, maybe you should go to bed earlier. He's like, nah, I ain't about that. He's like, only if you come cuddle, smiley face. At that point I was just like, I was like with one of my friends at the time, and I was like, I'm with my friend Kelsey right now. And he was like, after with the heart. And I said, I mean, alright, as a joke. I said it as a joke. Because then again, I can't fucking say no. So I was just like, I'm just gonna joke. Because I put like 2 laughing faces. And he's like, hell yeah. If you do it, I'll give you kisses and butt touches. Heart, heart. And I said, oofty. That made me so uncomfortable. And I said oofty because that should have been like a red flag. Me just saying oofty to that. And he was just like, no, yes. And he said, alright, because I wasn't responding, and I just told him, sorry, I was driving. I've been driving around, which was true, I was driving around, but I still didn't know how to respond to that, so I was just like, eh. I don't know if it was the next day, or if it was like a couple days after that. I asked for his number in his Snapchat because I was like, I still wanted to be friends, like I was just trying to be friends. Didn't want to be mean, so I was like, what's your number or your Snapchat? And he just gave me both. I texted him, and then he texted me back, he just said Ayo, and I said, what's up? What's up? And then he was just like, nothing much, just watching TV. What made you come out of your way to contact me, by the way? And I was like, I don't know, I mean, I still want to be friends. Friends. I just friend zoned him right there, and then he continues later on. And he said, yeah, and I was just like, if that's alright with you. And he said, I like friends. And I said, okay, that's good. And he's like, yeah. And then I was like, I'm always tired, but I don't really sleep. And then he said, go to sleep. And I was just like, we'll see. And he's like, go to bed. I say so. And I said, why? And he was just like, cause I said so, and I'm the boss here.
And I'm the boss here.
No, I'm not here for that. I already told him that I wasn't into that. And then he goes and tries to force me to go to bed like I'm a child. Sorry, honey, not working on me. I was like, I don't wanna. And he was just like, go to sleep now. And I was just like, And he's like, go to bed. I'm basically your man already, giving you orders, making sure you take care of your health and mental health. I literally just friend-zoned him like a couple minutes before this happened. How does that happen? And I was like, my mental health is already shit for the most part. And then he was like, exactly. And I'm constantly trying to get you to take care of yourself and sleep. And on that note, did you eat today? Yes. And he's like, that's my man.
That's my man.
No, I'm not your man. I told you I wanted to be friends literally a few minutes before this conversation started. He's like, what did you eat? So I told him Subway and some chicken Alfredo. And he said, heart, I'm proud of you. And I was just like, thank you. And he was just like, you're mine, heart. And I didn't respond. I was just like, and then he was like, sorry. And I was just like, for? Even though I knew what he was sorry for, but I didn't know how to respond. Because I didn't want to say it's okay, because I knew it wasn't okay. So I was just like, for? And he's like, you didn't respond, so I thought that was a no. And I was like, I guess I really don't know how to respond to things like this. And then he was just like, a-okay or yes would work. So he didn't even give me an option to say no. He said either yes or okay. Stop trying to pressure me to be yours. I already told you a few minutes ahead of time that I just wanted to be friends. I don't understand. And then I didn't respond, and because I fell asleep, I actually did fall asleep. And I was like, I fell asleep. He's like, just have you got sleep? And I was just like, yes. And then smiley face. And then he says, also, okay, so I didn't realize just how adorably fun-sized you are till a recent video, and holy fuck, you are so tiny compared to my giant ass. Like, when we hang out, there will be, they're gonna be like, yo, is that your little bro? And I'm gonna be like, no, that's my gay man that I'm trying to convince to like me. That was so much. And I was just like, I'm literally 5'2", and he's like, and I know I'm 6'4", and I'm like, you're so tall. And I was like, yeah, but I'm 5'2" and I weigh 103 pounds. He's like, yeah, I know I'm always hitting on you and it's probably annoying, but like in a completely ship kind of way, we would be a perfect couple. Huh? And I just had a laughing face because I didn't know how to respond to that. And then he was just like, I was probably a little too forward. I just fucking love cute gay height difference couples. And I was just like, yeah. First of all, honey, what do you mean by cute gay height difference couples? What does that mean? I'm sorry, I'm short. I can't help it. Do you think it's cute? It's whatever. Like, some people think short people are cute. Cool. I don't want to be short. I don't think it's cute for me. Like, I want to be taller, obviously. Other people, it is cute being short, okay? But I'm not gonna, like, fantasize and, like, obsess over the fact that somebody's tiny. You know what I mean? Those were our conversations together, my personal experiences, blah, blah. I have more tea, though. I made, like, a little list of, like, things that I've heard from other victims and other people. I heard a 17-year-old girl was dating him a few weeks ago, so apparently, like, when they broke up or whatever, so it all happened, like, within a short amount of time. Like, he was talking to me, the thing with me started, like, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago today, I think, actually, because I went back on my messages, that's how I know. Like, so, all this is happening at once, like, I don't even freaking know. He was pressuring this 17-year-old girl to send nudes. Wouldn't be surprised if he was pressuring other people to send nudes as well. She told him that she wasn't comfortable with it, but he kept pressuring her to send nudes and do things. He's flirting with minors, so, like, not even, like, along with pressuring minors to send nudes, he is flirting with minors, which also goes along with, I heard there was a 15-year-old girl that is an age regressor, which there's nothing wrong with that at all, until you have a 28-year-old man hitting on 15-year-old age regressor. Like, that's not okay. Like, that's not okay. That is illegal. Like, that's 15, like, not even the age of consent. Like, I don't know what state this girl lives in. Like, I don't know. But for the majority of the time, I think the age of consent is you're 16, 17, 18. So that's actually fucking illegal. So, since he's also into DDLB, he's also into DDLG, and the age regressor thing pretty aggressively demands people's time. He's manipulative, which is obviously, as you can tell, he bullies people. I've seen somebody post videos of him, like, commenting on some kids' TikToks being really fucking rude for no reason. Oh, he cheated on that 17-year-old girl. His excuse was that he's poly. If you're poly, then you have to have the consent of the other person you're in a relationship with. It's not like you can just go date whoever. Like, you have to have consent with the other person you're dating. He's also racist. Apparently, like, on his Facebook page, there's just a bunch of racist stuff all over. He has said the N-word with the hard R, which is obviously not freaking okay at all. Oh, I've heard he's a white supremacist. Hey guys, it's Tyler, and I just wanted to add a few more beautiful things that I have found out about Ira. Well, where do I start? So he made his account unprivate now, so it's public. He posted his own stories, blah, 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 blah. And the first video is what really pissed me off the most. He claimed that he did not know that the girl was 17 that he dated. She claimed that she was 18, so apparently she lied about her age. I don't understand. I don't know if that's true or not. Like, I have no info on if that is true, if she lied about her age or not. What really gets me is the fact that at the end of the video, you know what, I'm just gonna insert it here somewhere.
I'm 22. I was single. I can flirt with anybody I want. But she's out here now talking about how I knew she was 17 and I was talking to her and stuff, and I'm a 22-year-old, been around the block a few times, I'm not going to talk to a kid, so yeah, so lying about your age is wrong. I'm a 22-year-old, been around the block a few times, I'm not going to talk to a kid.
I'm not going to talk to a kid.
He knew I was 17 years old. 17 years old. I'm still technically a child. I am not a legal adult yet. He says he doesn't talk to children, and I have all this proof that he does. There is more proof from other people that he does. I actually just got off an interview not that long ago with this person. We called on Facebook Messenger and they asked me questions, and so yeah, I answered them. And so there's probably gonna be like a multiple part series of this, kind of like a Shane Dawson video, you know what I mean? I had like a 30-minute conversation about all of this, and I sent them my proof, I sent them my screenshots, all this other stuff. So I will also link their account below so you guys can go check and see if they have uploaded something. Another thing is that really grinds my gears, I guess you can say, is Diggs put a video on TikTok, and it literally shows Ira on Facebook sharing a transphobic post. How does that make sense? I'm a trans boy. I'm pretty sure that he knows that. I don't quite get, I don't understand, I guess you can say. I'm just really mad at what he was saying, because he was saying that people are faking, like making up like fake conversations, blah blah, sending them to Diggs and all this stuff. Like, no, he's like, we're not doing that. I don't know why we would. Another thing I want to point out is really there's no necessity to harass his child. The kid has nothing to do with this. The kid's innocent. The kid didn't do anything. So stop harassing and talking bad about the child, because the child probably does not even know this was going on. So that's one thing. Second of all, I don't care, and neither should anyone else, about what his sexuality is or his kinks are. None of our business. The reason why I bring it up in my video is due to the fact that it made me uncomfortable. After I told him I wasn't into it, he would kind of continue to pressure that on me. I don't care if he is DDLB or DDLG. I don't care. Not my business. If he's acting that way towards me, then I'm technically brought into it, so I have the right to talk about it. But I know after you guys probably watch this video, you're just gonna go and say, well, Tyler, you're shaming and talking shit about his, I never say anything about sexuality, but like talking shit about his kinks. Which is a weird thing to say. But I'm not really, I wouldn't say I'm really shaming them. I'm more just bringing up the fact that he was being dominant towards me and I was not comfortable with that, and he continued to act dominant towards me when I told him I wasn't comfortable with it, and that's where I draw the line, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not trying, I guess to say, I'm not trying to shame his kinks, because everybody has the right to have their own kinks and sexuality and stuff like that, but at the same time, you should not be having those kinks with minors. It's mainly just brought up when it comes to minors. It's not legal. I mean, even for me though, it technically it's legal because the age of consent is 16, but I never gave consent. I actually told him that I wasn't comfortable with it ahead of time. So I'm just pointing that out, though, that it was just me not being comfortable with the whole thing. But if he's like that with anybody else that's around his age and not a fucking minor, then it's whatever. I don't care. So that's all I had to say. Bye. Yeah, that's a lot, and I don't have evidence to all this. I know there's a guy, he was the first person I really contacted with that was into exposing him. Like, I told a few of my friends, but like he's actually like working on a video right now of proof, because he has a lot of these victims that are coming up to him, sending him proof, like messages between him and all these people. That's really informative as well, because it gives proof of like everything else, not just mine. Like I have proof for mine, he also has proof for mine, so my stuff is going to be in his video as well. So whenever he comes out with that video, I will link it. Just keep refreshing. I don't know when he's going to post it. So yeah, I really kind of just did this because he really needs to be exposed. It's kind of like, it's more of just actually not even to like completely expose him, take him off the internet. It's more of like for people to be more aware of what they're getting themselves into. I need to learn to say no. I need to learn to stand up for myself. I need to learn to that I have to be rude sometimes to people in these situations, because it's necessary. Just be more aware of who you're talking to on the internet. Make sure they are who they think that who you think they are. Be careful. Don't talk to guys like him, obviously. Sorry, Lucifer, but this is not okay for you to do. You need to learn that. You need to stop manipulating and pressuring minors. You need to stop everything that you're doing. You are a grown-ass man. You need to stop. Yeah, so that's just the end of this video. I just really felt like I needed to get this all out. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Leave a comment if you have any more tea on, if you have any tea on him, leave a comment below. Like, comment your tea on him or your opinion on this dude. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening to my story and supporting. I wasn't originally gonna come out with these with a video like this. Like, I'm not really the type of person to expose people, but I feel like this is an instance where it really needed to happen. Like, I really needed to talk about it because this stuff is so serious and should not be taken as a joke. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked the video. Like, subscribe, yeet. Be careful. I love you guys. Be safe.
So I didn't remember to make a video before I left, so kind of doing it while walking to work. Just to clarify the whole, like, him talking to Bree, hi, I'm Bree. He had called me several times freaking out, not knowing what to say to whatever this dude's name is at this point. And I tried to help him to the best of my ability since I have been through the situation before with one other person, but yeah, Tyler didn't want to come off as rude or mean, and he just wanted to be this guy's friend, and he made that very clear, and it was not processing. So that's all I can really say on it. Everything Tyler has said was true because I had to sit there with him while he was editing the video and everything else. So yeah, Tyler's told everything that he possibly can, and it's all the truth. So